My name's Ollie Annisfeld. I'm actually an OH, an old Habs boy. I graduated in 2012, so 10 years ago. I spent a year, during my time actually at Habs, I became more interested in philosophy and learning about history, and through those explorations I became very much more engaged in my Judaism and Jewish practice and just love of Jewish wisdom and Jewish philosophy, and I really delved into the big philosophical questions that one can ask about Judaism and about God and about theology and about life and science and all these things. Anyway, it all culminated in a trip to Poland that I did in my final year at Habs, and that triggered a deep it was really a moment of deep reflection about what it means to be Jewish and about writing the next chapter in Jewish history. When I was in Poland, obviously I saw the great tragedy that befell our people. My grandpa actually managed to escape from his town in Poland 2 weeks before the Nazis got to his town. They turned, the Gestapo turned his family apartment into the local police headquarters. And since then he survived and came to Britain. And obviously it touched a raw nerve, but also anyone that's Jewish will know that this was a great tragedy that befell our people. And I felt this deep sense of, on the one hand, pain, but on the other hand, there's a real miracle here. There's a real miracle in the Jewish story, the story of Jewish survival. You know, it culminated in the Holocaust, but it's spanned 3,000 years. And I was so inspired and moved by this story of survival, despite us being so small in number, persecuted, scattered around the world. And yet here we are, alive, breathing, clinging to our values and dramatically transforming the world's values in the process. It's an incredible story. So I decided I want to go on learn more, and I spent a gap year in Israel in a yeshiva, which is like a college of Jewish studies. Became a lot more connected, understood a lot more, and continued that when I came out to London. Went to UCL, studied history, and when I was there I decided to set up an online YouTube channel because I felt that there's so much inspiration, so much wisdom in the Jewish heritage and the Jewish tradition, but it's not being presented and conveyed in a way that young people will relate to. And young people are on social media, we're all consuming so much of our content through videos and online and YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. So I was like, well, let's get onto that platform and, go into the space that we're all in and my peers are in. So I set up something called JTV, which I launched in 2016. And it's primarily a YouTube channel. I think that's the best place to house the video content, but we're across social media, and it's been growing for the last 8 years now. I've also set up a few other YouTube channels in the process, set up a bit of a small production company, done a few documentaries to do with Israel and questions around the political situation right now. Obviously there's lots to talk about on that front. But yeah, we talk about a wide range of content on JTV, from Judaism to current affairs, to cultural issues, to philosophy. And I love it. And it's, thank God, I'm really blessed to do a work that I really enjoy. I record myself because don't worry, none of you are on camera, but I sometimes use this content for content on JTV or to show other people. I just find I've been doing this for so many years where I go into schools and I didn't film it. I thought it's probably worth actually just recording the content as well, because I often create these discussions create a lot of interesting conversation. But my preference is just to throw it out to you and see what's on your mind. If you have things that have been bugging you or things you've wondered about, things to do with anything related, any kind of Jewish matter, I'll do my best to try and share my perspective or reflections. If I don't have an answer, then I'll just say so. But yeah, we'll throw it out to you guys.
What inspired you to create JTV?
I just felt that there's so many young people, especially young Jews, who just aren't being exposed to all this wonderful wisdom of Judaism and the incredible, miraculous, glorious history of our people. And I just felt that people need to be exposed to these things. And I felt like there's this dissonance between me and a few of my mates who are super inspired by it, and so many of my other Jewish friends, even when I was at Habs. I just felt they're just not. And I didn't blame them, I just felt it hadn't been presented to them. And I partly had a bit of a gripe with Jewish education and Jewish institutions. I felt like they're not really conveying these things at all. And if they are, it's not in a particularly inspiring way. So I just felt like a deep sense of responsibility. I love creating content. I love educating. I heard someone say this word and I've kind of stolen it a bit when I describe what JTV is about. Edutainment, education, entertainment. And I love doing it. I'm very creative. And so it's a lot of fun, but I felt it's like it's filling a real need. By the way, not just for Jewish people as well, and even I felt this at the start, but I'd say 10 times more today. I feel the content we put out is equally important for non-Jewish people, because I think a lot of the hostility the Jewish people have faced throughout our history is fueled by mystery about the Jews. A lot of the conspiracy theories, a lot of the hate, a lot of the, persecution, I think, thrives on the Jews being a mystery. Why is it this small people are disproportionately successful and all these things? And partly the reason for us being a mystery isn't our fault. The world has for so many centuries, shut its doors off to the rest of the world, to the Jews, to the rest of the world. They put up walls, Someone once said to me, why do the religious Jewish communities have such high walls up to the wider world? And it's like, who put up those walls? It wasn't us. It was so many hundreds of years of persecution that we felt we had to do that. But now we are at a time where we have, for the most Jewish people in the world, political freedom, social freedom, democratic rights. We have the ability to actually articulate and convey our message to a world that is in desperate need of moral leadership and moral clarity. And actually, I think that we can, through dispelling the mystery of the Jews, demystifying and actually showing the beauty of what Judaism has to offer, the wisdom it has to offer the world, I think it can do a massive service in terms of not just combating anti-Semitism, but creating philo-Semitism and hopefully better relationship with the world and the Jewish people.
Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.